Studio Ghibli was founded in 1985 by Hayao Miyazaki, fellow director Isao Takahata, and producer Toshio Suzuki following the commercial success of Miyazaki's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, which came out in 1984. Since then, Ghibli has become synonymous with artistic integrity, producing almost 20 feature films, including Grave of the Fireflies, 1988, My Neighbor Totoro, 1988, Princess Mononoke, 1997, and the Oscar-winning Spirited Away, which came out in 2001.
Miyazaki. He's best known in the West as the director of Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away, but Starting Point cuts off in 1996, before those films were released. It focuses instead on the first 3 decades of his cartoon career. In the 1960s, he worked on cinema films in non-directing capacities. In the 1970s, he worked mostly in television, and in the 1980s, he emerged as the director of masterpieces such as My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service. The studio takes its name from a hot, dry wind that blows through the Sahara Desert in springtime. Let's blow a hot wind into the world of Japanese animation was, I remember, the intention in using the name Ghibli, recalls Suzuki Toshio, a former anime journalist turned producer. Miyazaki and longtime collaborator Isao Takahata launched Ghibli in 1985. The animators had originally met at Toei Animation in the 1960s and moved on in the 1970s to Nippon Animation, where they collaborated on TV series such as Heidi. Not satisfied with TV animation, the pair abandoned the studio system in the early 1980s to make their first feature, Nausicaa of the Wind, a post-apocalyptic fantasy based on a popular comic strip created by Miyazaki. It sold 1 million tickets in its release in 1984, encouraging Yasuyoshi to back the animators in future productions. Initially, Ghibli was a makeshift affair. The pair rented a floor in a building in Kichijoji on the outskirts of Tokyo and hired some 70 animators on a temporary basis. Make one film, if that succeeds, make another. If it flops, that ends it. That was the philosophy, says Toshio. Its first production, La Puta Castle in the Sky, performed less well at the box office on its release in 1996, but was hailed by critics. The studio then embarked on 2 films simultaneously, Miyazaki's My Neighbor Totoro, the tale of 2 sisters who befriend a rotund creature that lives in a tree, and Takahata's Grave of the Fireflies, set against the backdrop of World War II Tokyo. It was the first and last time this was attempted, comments Toshio. The process of making these films at the same time in a single studio was sheer chaos. My Neighbor Totoro brought about unexpected financial benefits. A local manufacturer approached Ghibli to create a stuffed toy in the image of cuddly rotund protagonist Totoro. It became a huge hit in Japanese stores. The licensing revenues were plowed back into production and Totoro became part of the company logo. They now have an internal licensing division, but film production comes first, merchandising second. Despite strong overseas demand for Ghibli merchandise, take a look on eBay, the company has so far refused to grant licensing rights outside of Japan. In 1989, Ghibli scored its first major hit with Kiki's Delivery Service, about an apprentice witch, which drew 2.75 million spectators, making it the #1 Japanese film that year. Breakthrough Films' Princess Mononoke from 1997 is set in Japan's Muromachi period and was the first animated film to win Japan's National Academy Award for Best Film of the Year, while 2001's Spirited Away became the top-grossing film in the history of Japanese cinema and won an Oscar for Best Animated Feature. Since then, Ghibli has regularly dominated the Japanese box office with hits such as Only Yesterday, Porco Rosso, Pom Poko, Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, and most recently, Howl's Moving Castle. Toshio puts the studio's success down to 3 factors: the accumulation of Ghibli films, which has made its distinctive style familiar to audiences, clever marketing at home, and, above all, the high quality of its hand-drawn productions. Without this emphasis on quality workmanship, no real measure of success can be attained, no matter how great the marketing plan, he says.